Hi team, Coach Alexia here. This week I'm going to talk a little bit about a theory or a strategy called process, not outcome. So this is where we focus more on the steps that we need to take, those incremental steps we need to take in order to get towards a big goal, and not necessarily spending so much time stressing or focusing on the big goal itself. So you might have a challenge ahead, be that a sort of sporting challenge, an active challenge, a marathon coming up, plenty of people doing spring marathons soon, or any sort of goal really, and to help us best prepare for it, but also help us, as I say, not get too hung up about that or nervous about that upcoming goal. It's focusing on what can I do now, right this minute or today, in order to help me achieve that bigger goal in future. So using the London Marathon as an example, that's coming up in just over 3 weeks time now. So a lot of runners, if they're doing a 3-week taper, will be doing their final biggest build week of training this week. So it might be, what can I do this week or today in order to maximise the benefit of my training, which is going to help me be better prepared for marathon day. So that might be making sure that each run I go into this week, particularly my long run, is really well fueled beforehand, so I have plenty of energy. Or I'm going to eat some high quality protein after each of my training runs to make sure I recover and adapt to that training as best as I can. You might notice it's Wednesday this week, and so often people can be a little bit low on energy levels. It might be I'm going to go to bed early tonight to make sure I'm well rested for my training session tomorrow and I recover well from what I did yesterday. So we can use this approach to make sure that we're doing constructive things in order to help us prepare for that goal or that challenge. But we're also using it in a positive way. So we're not sort of just stressing and being nervous. We're actually channeling some of that energy into doing productive and helpful things that are going to help us prepare. Quite useful, even more useful arguably in that week before the marathon, when we're probably doing a bit more of the worrying. What can I do each day, early night, having a relaxed evening, having some time that's off my feet, planning what I'm going to eat for breakfast before the race, and then race day morning, having almost a plan written out of, I'm going to get up at this point, I'm going to do this, very kind of planned out. I'm going to focus on all those things I need to do, eating breakfast at the right time, travelling in with plenty of time, going to the loo, doing my bag drop, all of this sort of stuff, tick, tick, tick. So we're ticking off all of those process things. And it's also really useful if you're running the marathon itself. So thinking about each mile, each kilometre, what do I need to do now in order to help me feel better and run stronger later on in the race. So again, that might be making sure I'm taking frequent sips of water. It might be making sure I'm taking on my energy or my food at the right time that I planned to. It might be noticing that you're getting a bit nervous or a bit kind of overwhelmed by the situation and trying to focus on your breathing or focus on looking for funny signs in the crowd. It might be relaxing your shoulders. So thinking about all those steps, all those small things that we can do that are part of the process that are going to help you achieve that big outcome, but without getting quite as focused or as worried about that outcome itself. I hope that's useful.